Hey guys, I wanted to tell you about the final part of our virtual vision tour to Bogota, Colombia. What we've been doing is highlighting different ministries that our Go in the Name Missions ministry supports in the areas of church equipping and church planting in Bogota, Colombia. I want to share with you about my friend Ronny Abreu and his wife Yomaira. Now, Ronny is Venezuelan, much like Omer and Vanessa that I told you about in our last in part two. Ronnie and his wife Yomaira, Venezuelan, they moved to Bogota, Colombia. Have a heart that they look at. His exact words were, "God's led us on the mission field. God has called us to be a part of international missions," and they're doing that right there in Bogota, Colombia. But they're reaching Venezuelans who have fled the country as a part of the crisis that has been going on there. Now, Ronnie's ministry is a little bit different from what we've highlighted in the other videos. And what Ronnie's doing is he's using sports as an outlet in which he can, number one, connect to people, establish relationships, kind of get a rapport with them, so to speak, and then use that relationship, that connection to plant a church, to begin to disciple people, to begin to share the gospel. It's working great. He and his wife work in a community called Ciudad, Verde, translated into English, which is Green City. So on the south side of Bogota, which is number one, south side of Bogota is known as a lower income area, but also it's where many of the Venezuelans are locating as they come into the capital city. Sports such as softball and basketball are vital to what he does. A really cool story. Had a team there last fall, and very very close to the time we were supposed to leave to travel to Bogota. And our plan was to work with Ronnie in his ministry. And it was just a few days out from when we were supposed to go. I get a message saying, "Hey, is there any way that you could bring some softball equipment, some things that you could donate?" And again, we're just talking a few days out. Sent out a message to the team that was coming, and they were able to go to sporting goods stores. And crazy enough, they found a bunch of softball stuff on sale, like aluminum bats and balls and stuff like that. And so we were able to bless his ministry with equipment with the team that we had last fall. What they're doing now is trying to move their ministry from not just the phase of meeting people on the basketball court and playing baseball, softball with them, but they're trying to move that into more of a coordinated church plant effort. The problem is where they live, it's all small, closed in apartments. And so they're doing the cell group phase of their church plant. And so there's a great need there for discipleship materials. There's a great need there for the Lord to grant wisdom, not just to Ronnie and Yomaira, but also to some of the people that he's discipling, that they may begin to go and disciple others as well. We were able to take the three circles evangelism method and teach that and implement that with them. When we were there, we had great success of just watching guys play basketball, and then taking a pause and say, "Hey, can we share just a presentation with you real fast?" And we saw men, grown men who just right there on the basketball court said, I need to know more about that. Can you share with me that again? Or I want to trust Jesus Christ as my personal Lord and Savior. There was one instance, a friend of mine named Mike. Mike is from McAllister, and Mike was sharing the Three Circles presentation, and he shared it to a group of guys, and then the nationals that we work with began to have one-on-one conversations with some of the men who wanted more information. A guy who came late to the presentation, he was just coming to play basketball, but he showed up late for like the second half of the presentation, just kind of came up to me and said, "Hey, what was that all about? Because it was really interesting. I want to know more." And so we did the presentation, the Three Circles, with him. Personally, saw him receive Christ, saw several other men pray to receive Christ. Obviously, they want to reach more than just men, but in this culture, in this community, that's a great place to start. If you can reach a man, if you can reach a husband, if you can reach a father, ultimately you can reach a family. And so, a couple of things to pray for Ronnie. Issues that they struggle with in the community: alcoholism, juvenile delinquency. There's just a lack of values. You're talking about a group of people in mass who have fled their home country, and just along the way they've encountered, they've seen things. They're being taken advantage of in Colombia. There's immigration issues that they're dealing with, and so there needs to be an overwhelming sense of love and spirituality that influences this community through the gospel of Jesus Christ. So Ronnie Abreu, his wife Yomaira, keep them in your prayers. And again, we're on pause right now. Everything's on pause with missions. We can't travel, you can't travel, but it doesn't mean that we can't pray. It doesn't mean we can't connect. It doesn't mean that we can't make plans to go serve in the future. So I hope you'll do that. Reach out to us if you have any questions and would like to know how you can be plugged in to this ministry or any other of our missions connections across the world. God bless you guys. Thanks so much. Love you.